Hello and Merry Christmas and welcome to my channel. This is a new channel, Common Sense Creation. I was inspired to make this channel because I hear so many times, whether it's on television, sometimes even friends of mine that say, I see no evidence, for the existence of an almighty God, for an intelligent designer. Some of my friends have said, well, I believe in science. Well, I believe in science too, but remember, science has never, nor will it ever, nor can it ever create anything. Science just explains. So is there evidence for Almighty God? I believe that there is. And I think that you don't need to have a bunch of letters after your name to weigh out this evidence and to make an informed and rational decision for yourself. There's a lot of evidence for God. And in this video and in any video coming after this one, and I hope to make many, we're going to look at some evidence and just common sense evidence, just very basic stuff that you look and you weigh it out and say, now what makes sense? First thing that I would like to mention is the Big Bang. Now, I believe in the creation story. And I'm sure that when God created the heavens and the earth, I'm sure it probably made some noise. But was there a bang, as science says? I personally don't believe it. And why I don't believe it is because it's been said by many in the scientific community and it's been said by many in the atheistic community that you can't get something from nothing. And I agree, you can't. I can't cough up a rose or make a rose from nothing. It's impossible. But yet, that's what we see has happened. Something came from nothing. And not just something, we're talking the universe come from nothing. Some may argue that the universe and all that we see has always been present. And that can't be, because astronomers, scientists, they've all concluded that the universe is expanding. And if you're expanding from a beginning point. And so science has agreed that the universe did have a beginning. So if there was nothing, no time, no space, no matter, where did it come from? Now, they explain the Big Bang as everything was just so compressed into this little minuscule particle, and then there was this great explosion, and here we are. Well, we grew into this over gazillions of years, they say. Well, how many times have you seen order coming from an explosion? And if there was a bang, that's an explosion, and I don't think you can get any order from that. And not only order, but the formation of the planets, the fact that the planets circle around the sun in perfect time. I mean, you could set your watch, you can even set a sundial to tell the time. That's how precise it is. That doesn't sound to me like it came from a bang. And another thing too, whenever we look outside, we see the moon, we see, you might through a telescope see different planets and what have you. And what I ask is, then how are we just hanging? You may say, well, that's just the way gravity is, or the lack of gravity and what have you. We can watch an astronaut in space and he'll have a bit of water and the water droplet will go and it'll just wander off. But we don't wander off. We just hang in space. And we rotate with such order, such time, such precision that astronomers can tell you when the comet, whatever comet, that you're going to be able to see it next. That doesn't sound like it came from an explosion to me. Now, many will disagree and many will say that I'm way off, inaccurate, but this is something that I've pondered about myself. I've pondered about this myself. Something coming from nothing, things hanging in space, the order of things. It just doesn't make sense to me that it happened by itself. It doesn't make sense to me. And all I ask is that the things that we talk about on this channel, that you just think about. You don't need to be a PhD or any have a bunch of letters after your name to just think things out, to just think them out. So again, I'm not knocking science. I'm not knocking scientists. Of course not. I believe in science. I believe in science, but science just explains. It explains. The evolutionists will tell you that, well, we all came from this self-replicating molecule, but they can find no real fossil records to prove that. Everything seems to have happened the way it's written in the creation story, where the fossils will show that species just suddenly appeared. That's what the fossil records show. And I'm not talking about taking a fossil and saying, well, this is a transitional fossil, this is a transitional fossil. I'm talking about everything showed up at the same time. That's what the fossil records show. That's what they show. So it's my hope that in my next video, we can start to look at this evidence for Almighty God, because he does exist. I haven't always been convinced, but I'm convinced. He exists. He's a divine creator, and he created and holds everything that we have, that we see, that we feel in his hands. I hope you have a very happy and blessed Christmas. I hope your new year is the best that it's ever been, and I will see you very, very soon. Thank you.